Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much again for joining me here. We're taking another look at SUI, seeing what's going on here. This coin is actually performing very well contrary to the rest of the market. One of the only coins is up on the day, if you exclude a couple of other random little coins here that essentially are trying to bottom out. We take a look here, of course, so with SUI, it's pulled back, but it's seen a lot of volume here. So with that high volume, that does change things a lot. But we also got to recognize too that there's a potential for pullback as well with larger time frame stuff, specifically a fair value gap below the price action, closer to that 0.618 fib level. So things we want to kind of understand generally and pay attention to. Let's quickly look here at the liquidation levels and kind of go from there. We'll go ahead and pull up our back end liquidation levels here through High Block Capital and kind of see what's going on. And generally, when we look at this here, we want to recognize a few key factors, such as resistance, support based on liquidation. And keep in mind, support and resistance levels are essentially just kind of a cause and effect of heavy liquidation. In other words, people put their stop loss above or below those areas, and that's what starts to grow these liquidation areas. So the easy way to understand it here is that 90 cents to $1 has a pretty decent amount of local resistance. In other words, people basically shorting the top here at this 89-cent range. Okay, so again, this is mostly just some low leverage shorts, some high leverage shorts. It's all kind of spread out there in the last 7 days, or more importantly, just in the last 1 or 2 trading days, we can see here that there's a lot of liquidation above the price. More recently, we saw a lot of shorts get destroyed here at about 85, 86 cents. There is heavier concentration liquidation on the downside, as low as 60 cents in the local last 7 days. But if we look at and kind of zoom out, there's absolutely a lot more liquidation down below. This is, again, once more where that fair value gap is at. Okay, so if we do lose somewhat of a support level, maybe 73 slash the local low at about 77 cents, we'll probably see a run down towards a lower 60. But again, probability that is still pretty low considering how strong the price action has been responding. We do take a look here at the daily. Let's actually start with this. It's kind of is a good starting point. We can see the local point of control here, basically in the last couple months, few months of trading. If we go back, actually this is all the way back to April, we can see that 84 cents is that strong point of control. So closing above that here today would give us some confidence, some strength that the price is ready to get back on track. Okay. Between now and then, I wouldn't say it's like a no-go, because you want to look at other time frames too, but simply put, if we're looking here solely at the daily, that's going to be a resistance level. Closing above that would be helpful, right? We take a look here, of course, we can see we're starting to see a bit of a bottom out here with their TSI. That's a trend strength index, a really, really good indicator I like to use, giving us indication that we're reaching our bottom. I mean, I think it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that, specifically with Bitcoin and other coins. You can see a pretty significant low margin there, but we can see a bit of a bounce here with TSI here on the daily, which is generally a good sign. Okay, we can also recognize that MACD is converging, not fully converged yet, but it's trying. That's also a very, very good sign. We can also recognize too that we are testing 50 on the RSI. So we're below just a lot of small resistance levels, but once we get above that, we're going to be in good shape. So we're really looking for a closure 84 cents or higher today. Give us that confirmation we're on the right side of the tracks. We look at the SMAs. Let's quickly look at this. I actually curious about that. We're up over the 50. We're tentatively rejecting by the 20 and the 100. Okay, so again, all the more reason why 84 cents, 85 cents, somewhere in that range would give us a much better position, feeling more confident in taking a long position. Okay, so the daily time frame is almost there, is a good way to describe it. We look at the 4-hour time frame, we can respect the fact that we've been converging for a while. We're up over 0 here on our TSI, which is a very, very good sign. We're over 50 on the RSI too. So even though the price is pulling back and we're seeing a stochastic divergence here, the last time we saw a stochastic divergence, the price really just went sideways in a range. Okay, so don't overthink the stochastic convergences or divergences. They're just kind of a premature and early indication that the price is reversing. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at there. Either way you look at it, we still had a pretty strong green candle here on the 4-hour. While that's somewhat of a doji, gravestone doji candle, there's still a lot of volume coming in this coin. That's the important thing, right? And when we look at that too, our money flow index is high. That's generally a favorable sign the price is more likely to continue in the upward direction, at least in this way, of course. So 1-hour time frame. Let's quickly recognize this here and call it. Take a look at our wonderful Ichimoku cloud. Gotta take a breath because these things, these things are good for the most part, right? And generally speaking, when we see this, even though the price is pulling back, we're well above our support level. We do look at our local point of control since we've been in this range. That level is right here at about 82 cents. So we should see a strong support area at 82 cents as the price pulls back to that level. I'm guessing we're going to get a pivot here soon because Bitcoin is trying to bottom out at about 54K. We close at 54K or higher, I think we're going to probably see a pivot or a bounce here. We do take a look at our local high here, where we see the most amount of confluence. That's pretty close to it. I mean, again, it's not an exact science, but you can see the price had truffles crossing there, crossing there, crossing there, retested, and then eventually just flagged out, continued higher. So generally speaking, at this point, when you see this kind of scenario kind of line up, we're above the cloud, lagging spans free and clear, even though we've seen a significant pullback, it's pulling back to that local support range, and that makes sense, right? We can also recognize too that this local point of control is going to be a positive thing for us as well, pending we don't close below 82 cents. So I'm speculating that SUI is going to be on the right track here, back continuing higher, mainly because of just what we've seen here so far with the local price action. But we've got to recognize, again, Bitcoin starts trending towards 53, 52, 51K. SUI will probably pull back and retest its lower range here in the 74 to 76 range. Okay. But again, daily time frame, we look at the big picture. There is potential still. Keep in mind, we lose this current range. We could very well see a run towards 70 or even to say 65 cents. Again, a lot of liquidation there is still present. But once more, in the last 7 days, we can see a lot of shorts here. Late shorts have potential to get swept here soon. So I think we're more likely to see the price increase than decrease at this moment. But once again, a lot of it hinges on Bitcoin. So just be mindful of that. And if you do take a trade, make sure it's low leverage, low position size. Make sure you're being safe and conservative in this ever so crazy market. Okay. Well, last but not least, too, actually recently partnered here with BTCC. These folks are awesome. Make sure you check out their exclusive benefits. I wanted to provide this to you as an opportunity, of course, if you're curious, because they got a nice deposit bonus. And they're just a nice, healthy alternative because I like to have as many no KYC or VPN exchanges as possible for my community members. So again, now we have a good secondary alternative. If you're curious, check them out. I think they're actually very good. They actually have demo trading too, which is a nice thing. Okay. Again, check that out. Link down below. Otherwise, I hope you have a good rest of the day. Deeply appreciate your time. We'll see you soon. Take care.